Hi everyone. As you can see, I am in my car because I'm just finishing up with a client at USCIS. So if you look out of my windshield, there's the building, USCIS. We just got done with an interview, and something happened at the interview that I think is very common, and something that I think that we should talk about with your cases, which is what happens when your case is not approved on the spot. That's what everybody wants, right? They want to go in there, have their interview, get it approved the very same moment. The officer at the end of the meeting will say case approved. That's the best. I love it when that happens, but it's not always going to happen. And if that is the case with you and you've been to your interview, you were not approved on the spot, the first thing to know is don't panic. Some of these cases that the officers are seeing are very, very complicated. Procedurally complicated, that means which laws apply. It could be factually complicated, which is the case today. My client has complicated facts. And the officer, it is their duty to go and look at the facts of the case or look at the laws to make sure the correct ones are being applied. And it is their duty to make the right decision, right? So they sometimes need more time to quietly review the file, check over the facts, and make sure that everything is in order before they make a decision on the case. When you are at an immigration interview and the officer decides they're not going to approve it on the spot, they usually tell us. Like, they were very kind. This officer today told us, you know, what he had to do. He said, there's a lot of dates here. There's a lot of information. I need to look at your documents to make sure that what you told me matches the documents that you gave me today. That's fair. That's understandable. I don't have a problem with the officer needing to do that. He needs to do his job. So while it would have been so awesome to get an approval on the spot, you know, you just have to be understanding when the officer does need more time to review a file, especially if it's complicated. This can also happen if the officer is new. They haven't done a lot of cases, and every one of their cases has to be reviewed by the supervisor. So if you get a brand new officer, they're usually not allowed to approve the case on the spot. They've got to go and have a supervisor review their decision before they can press the button. But in today's case, I've been doing this a long time now. In today's case, I told the client, you know what? I feel like he has enough to make a decision on this case, and I really think that he could approve the case today or tomorrow. The facts are very clear. There's a lot of dates. There's a lot of facts. But once he reviews the documents and he reviews those dates that we provided, I really think that we're going to get a quick approval. And so the last thing I did was politely, at the right time, ask the officer when we should expect a response from him. And sometimes they'll say 30 days. Sometimes they'll say, I have no idea. Today, the officer said about 2 weeks, which I thought was very reasonable. And he explained he was busy. He's handling a lot of delayed cases, which is a case that our case was a big delayed case. So I appreciate us finally being able to get here, get to the interview, and see movement. Now we know that hopefully in 2 weeks, we're going to have an approval for this case. So once again, if you go to your interview and the officer does not approve it on the spot, I think don't panic. They need to review things. You may have a very big file. You may have a long immigration history. You may have some kind of complicated or convoluted immigration law that is being applied to your case. And of course, the officer needs to make sure that all of that is correct. So I hope that helps you. Don't forget to click the subscribe button here on my channel if you want more information and to learn more about your immigration process.